Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're getting into something pretty big. The launch of the Meta Ray-Ban display smart glasses. Some are already calling them $799 face computers.
Yeah, and it's not just about the glasses themselves, is it? It's this whole um, radical approach Meta's taking to actually sell them. It's
Right.
quite the experiment in consumer AI retail.
Exactly. Meta's really trying to bridge a gap here. They need to deliver smart glasses that work, technologically, heads-up display, camera, AI, the works.
Right.
But crucially, they have to blend that seamlessly with that classic Ray-Ban style. If they miss on the style part, the whole thing probably falls flat.
It really does.
Yeah.
So our mission for you, the listener, is to unpack this whole strategic play. We'll dig into the tech specs, see if they justify that price.
That's $799 price tag, yeah.
We need to look at how they're positioning it in the market. And maybe most fascinatingly, this really innovative, high-touch retail strategy they've built.
High touch is putting it mildly.
Right. It feels like this complex dance. They want to create urgency, but they're also forcing this mandatory education piece on customers.
Okay, so let's nail down the basics first. Price, $799, launching September 30th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Core tech. You've got the heads-up display, audio camera, and this neural band wrist controller thing.
Yeah,
Which sounds pretty futuristic.
it does. That's a lot of tech they're trying to pack quite subtly behind a pair of sunglasses.
So strategically, how are they placing this? Because the market's seen smart glasses before with, let's say, mixed results.
Well, that's what's so interesting. They seem very aware of past failures.
Yeah.
They know people got kind of burned out on those really clunky, obvious AR glasses from years ago.
Right, the glass hole era.
Exactly. So they're deliberately trying to find this sweet spot. They want to be way more than just, audio glasses, earbuds hiding in frames.
Okay.
But they also desperately need to avoid looking like those big, bulky, high-end AR headsets. The ones that make you look like a stormtrooper, as one source put it?
Yeah, not exactly a casual look.
Not at all. So these Ray-Bans are positioned as the sort of stylish, almost effortless way into real wearable AI.
And that style component, it's not just nice to have, it sounds absolutely critical. Which brings us to the partnership.
Mm-hmm. Essilor Luxottica.
Right. They've been working with them since 2019, renewed the deal. It signals this deep commitment to merging high fashion with high tech.
Absolutely. Without that Ray-Ban credibility, let's be honest, these could just be another piece of tech hardware. The brand makes it aspirational.
It legitimizes it as eyewear first, maybe?
Precisely. And they're pairing that fashion cred with extreme scarcity. This is really key to understanding their strategy.
Scarcity. How scarce are we talking?
Well, connecting the dots here, Meta isn't planning a mass market flood. It feels much more like a controlled rollout, almost a public beta test, maybe.
Okay.
The numbers are tiny, only about 150,000 to 200,000 units planned over the first 2 years.
Wow. 2 years for just 200,000 units globally. That seems incredibly low.
It's super tight. And that 200,000 unit cap, it's not just about making it feel exclusive or justifying the price, though it helps. It feels like strategic demand shaping.
How so?
They're using this scarcity, one source called it, more exclusive than getting into your dream grad program,
Okay.
to basically ensure that the people who get these early are the really keen, probably more tech-tolerant early adopters,
Yeah.
the ones likely to give positive feedback while Meta, irons out the software kinks.
So manage expectations and word of mouth carefully in the beginning.
Exactly. Control the narrative.
Okay, but if they're limiting supply that much and charging $799, the tech itself has to be pretty compelling, right? It can't just be scarcity.
No, absolutely. The specs need to deliver value.
So let's get into that. What are you actually seeing? What's the display like?
Okay, so it's a monocular display, meaning for one eye, full color, 600 by 600 resolution. That's the HUD, the heads-up display.
It's projected onto the lens.
Yep. But the number that really jumps out is the brightness. 5,000 nits.
5,000. That sounds very bright. Why so high?
It's non-negotiable, really. Think about it. These are sunglasses. You're meant to wear them outside in bright sunlight. That high brightness is what lets the display actually, punch through the ambient light so you can see it clearly.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Older wearables sometimes struggled with that, didn't they?
Miserably. They were often useless outdoors. So that brightness is key for the core use case.
But I also saw the field of view, the FOVI, is listed as 20 degrees. Now, that sounds quite narrow compared to some other AR devices. Is that a big limitation?
It is definitely a compromise, and likely a deliberate one made to keep the glasses looking like, well, glasses, not like ski goggles.
Right, the style constraint again.
Exactly. Meta claims 20 degrees is enough for seeing notifications, maybe directions, without totally blocking your view. But yeah, it means this isn't for like fully immersive AR experiences overlaying your entire world.
So more assistive smarts, less augmented reality world building.
That seems to be the focus, yes. Think smart notifications and quick info, not holodeck.
Got it. And what about controlling it? It has auto-adjusting transition lenses, which is neat, but the main input is this neural band. Tell me about that.
The neural band. This is where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit sci-fi. It's based on Meta's research into EMG electromyography.
Okay. Nerve signals.
Essentially, yes, it reads tiny electrical signals from the nerves in your wrist and forearm, so you can control the glasses with incredibly subtle movements, almost invisible gestures.
Instead of waving your hands around.
Precisely. Think tiny twitches interpreted as clicks or scrolls. It makes interaction potentially much more discreet, almost like thought control, and certainly less awkward in public.
Okay, that is futuristic. How does it feel day to day, though? What about just wearing them?
Well, they've clearly thought about that too. The weight is down to 69 grams, which is really light for packing in all that tech.
So comfortable enough for all day wear, no neck ache.
That seems to be the goal. Avoiding that fatigue that plagued earlier smart glasses is a big design point.
And the other classic wearable killer, battery life.
They seem to have tackled that head on. The claim is 6 hours of mixed use just from the glasses.
6 hours isn't bad.
But the case, the charging case, extends that to 30 hours total.
Oh, okay. 30 hours total makes a huge difference. That basically eliminates battery anxiety for a typical day.
It should, yeah. That's a major hurdle cleared if it holds up in real-world use.
So functionally, what's the payoff for all this tech? The display, the band, the battery. What do you do with them?
Well, the basics are covered. Messaging, you can take video calls, get navigation, listen to music, standard stuff.
Right.
But Meta's clearly betting on the integrated AI features. Things like using AI prompts directly, getting live captions for conversations, maybe real-time translation. Essentially, having a personal AI assistant right there in your vision.
An AI for your face?
Pretty much. That's the unique selling proposition beyond just being smart Ray-Bans.
Okay, so the tech sounds ambitious, but now we circle back to how they're selling it, this experience barrier you mentioned.
Yes. Meta seems to understand that a $799 device with genuinely new interaction methods, like the neural band, needs more than just an online store page.
Yeah.
You can't just ship this in a box and hope people figure it out.
So they need education.
Mandatory education, it seems. They've launched this whole tiered retail strategy to enforce it.
What does that look like?
It's quite a mix. We're seeing huge flagship stores, like a massive 20,000 square foot one planned for Melrose Avenue in LA, opening late October.
Wow, 20,000 square feet just for Meta.
Yeah. Then there's a smaller 5,000 square foot pop-up in New York in November,
Yeah.
and even a tiny 560 square foot Amity store in Vegas opening mid-October, plus their existing store in Burlingame.
So big flagships, smaller pop-ups.
Yeah.
Anything else?
They're also talking about micro-stores and even reinvented smart vending machines.
Vending machines, that sounds familiar. Didn't Snap do that with spectacles?
They did. And it seems Meta learned from that. The vending machines and micro-stores are likely more about creating buzz and visibility than actual high-volume sales.
Marketing tools, then.
Exactly. They create interest. But the real goal seems to be funneling potential buyers towards a very specific controlled environment.
Which brings us to the requirement.
The mandatory demo. This is the core of the retail strategy. Before you can actually buy these 799 glasses, you must book and attend a 20-minute appointment or demo.
Wait, mandatory? You can't just walk in and buy them off the shelf, even at Best Buy or LensCrafters?
Nope. Whether it's at one of the new Meta Lab stores or partner locations like Best Buy, LensCrafters, Sunglass Hut, or Ray-Ban stores, you need that pre-booked 20-minute session. No impulse buys allowed.
That's bold. Isn't that going to annoy people? A 20-minute required training session just to spend $800.
It absolutely risks alienating some people, the ones who just want to grab and go. But Meta's clearly calculated that the risk of negative experiences from confused users is greater.
So it's quality control for the user experience.
Precisely. They want to make sure you understand how the neural band works, what the display limitations are, how the AI functions before you walk out the door. It's about setting expectations accurately and reducing returns or bad reviews.
Prioritizing satisfaction over sales velocity, at least initially.
That's exactly how it looks, and it seems to be working in terms of generating buzz.
Oh, so?
Well, reports say these mandatory demo slots are filling up incredibly fast, like faster than Taylor Swift tickets fast. Bookings are apparently already pushing into mid to late October, even November in some places.
So the bottleneck is the required education session. Wow.
It is. It creates this artificial scarcity on top of the limited hardware supply.
And to just add one more layer of you need this now.
Yep, there's a final incentive, pure exclusivity. All four of the new retail locations, LA, NYC, Vegas, Burlingame, are selling a special, retail-only, limited edition version.
What's special about it?
It's a transparent version of the Ray-Ban Meta Gen 2 frame with brown mirror gold lenses. You can only get that specific style by buying it physically at one of those 4 launch stores.
Okay, so that drives foot traffic to the new stores and creates even more FOMO fear of missing out.
It's a perfect storm, really. High-spec hardware, clever market positioning away from the extremes, and then this incredibly curated, exclusive retail experience built around a mandatory educational demo.
It's definitely innovation in the sales model as much as the product itself, perhaps necessary for something this complex and, frankly, expensive in the wearable AI space.
It seems they believe so. It's a high barrier to entry they're trying to manage very carefully.
So wrapping this up, this whole strategy, the scarcity, the high price, this compulsory 20-minute demo before you can even buy, what does it signal for the future of consumer AI products? Meta has built an entire physical retail network, seemingly just to train people first. Is this the new playbook? Is this kind of mandatory try before you buy, this focus on immersive demos, the only way companies think they can build consumer trust and confidence for really advanced, expensive wearable AI?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Something to think about, definitely, especially if you're considering booking one of those demo slots yourself, or maybe waiting to see what Gen 3 looks like.